is Nick Ball, and he's coming home October the 5th, making the first defence of his featherweight crown against Ronny Rios. Now, Ronny Rios is a man who is still waiting for his crowning moment, but believes that that moment will come on October 5th. He's coming to take everything that Nick Ball has. It's a brilliant main event, and as you can see from this table here, it's a brilliant undercard as well. British and Commonwealth title fights, and fighters very much on the up. Delighted to be in the company of the man who is, once again, making it all happen, bringing big-time boxing back to Liverpool, Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren. And Frank, just great to be back in Liverpool, right? What a brilliant show, October the 5th.
It is. I think this is our first fight back since 2016. So it's a long, long time ago when Liam Smith made the first defence of his title here. And I think it's the first time since 2019 there's been a male world title fight. So it's a long time. So 5 years. And the man here, the best featherweight in the world, he's here and he's going to show everybody what he's back about, making his homecoming after two magnificent performances in the Riyadh season. And it was back-to-back fights in over 10 weeks, was it? Roughly 10 weeks. Yeah. I mean, at the highest level. Mm-hmm. Got robbed in the first one, but done the business in the second one and rightly got the decision. And he's back with his fans here, and what we're going to do here, and this is what we're really working hard with, this dearth of talent that's in the Northwest, is, and you see some of the guys sitting here at the table, is to try and make this more regularly, build it like we did many years ago when we did in Manchester, when Manchester was a bit skinny on the ground as far as big shows are concerned. And what we've done over the last few years in building up in the Midlands again with the Magnificent Seven shows and so forth. And that's really come alive. And we want to make the same thing to happen here. And with this young talent, as I say, a lot of them are here, we're going to do it, no doubt about it.
We'll go for all the fights individually, but just your opening thoughts on the main event, Frank. Nick Ball, first defence of his title against Ronny Rios, who is hungry and very much coming to fight.
Well, he's going to have to come to fight, and he's going to have to be hungry because I just said he's in with the best featherweight in the world, and I certainly got a lot of respect for Ronny and his team, and Chris and Co. This is they have a great opportunity, but you know what? He's going to have his hands full because this young guy, I can't tell you how much admiration I've got for him as a fighter. He's pure excitement. I can't think there's many fighters in the world who are as excited as Nick Ball. When he gets in that ring, it's like action. Bell goes, and it's just non-stop action. I don't know where he gets the energy from. I think Paul must feed him on Duracell batteries or something because he just keeps going and keeps going, and it's a pleasure to watch. And if desire wins fights, he's going to reign for a long, long time. So, Ronny's here. He's not here to make up the numbers. I'm sure you'll hear from him in a moment. But he's going to have his hands full. He's going to know he's been in a fight, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, as you can see from this top table, it's a brilliant card. This fighters at different stages of their journey. And we're going to begin with Joe Cooper, just 18 years old. This is fight number 2 for you. You had your debut a couple of months ago back in Belfast. And I think you really caught the imagination with just how seasoned you looked in there. How much are you looking forward to getting out in Liverpool on this big show?
Looking forward to it now, Dev. We had a few come out to Belfast, but we get a lot more out in Liverpool. Should be a good night, definitely.
You're the... I hope I've done my research. You're the cousin of Billy Joe Saunders, right? Yeah. So you're just... this is just fighting blood. You're born to do this. Yeah,
well, all of my family box, so... Yeah, we're definitely bred in this, 100%.
I heard you say that after that debut fight, that actually you didn't have any nerves. Surely you had some nerves.
A little few in the changing room, but once I got out to the ring walk, generally the nerves disappeared. Once I got in the ring, there was no nerves, so I was happy about that. I was more nervous in the amateurs.
Do you know, I've been watching some interviews of you because we're at this stage now. So you're 18. I've seen Coogan Cassius of IFL doing interviews with you like when you were 13 years old and coming through and whatnot. Does it feel a bit surreal that you're up here now on the big stage?
Yeah, it feels. It's been a long journey, but we're here now and we're just getting started.
And what can we expect from you on this big show?
Going for the stoppage this time. Going for the stoppage or a knockout. 100%.
Frank, Joe Cooper, fighter that you've been talking about and had your eye on for a little while. Fight number 2 for him coming up.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Joe Senior, and when I've been talking we were talking for a couple of years, and we sponsored him for a while. And the idea is always when he was old enough, he'd turn pro with us. And I thought it was a very mature performance for a debut. He done well, and it was good to see. And he was in with somebody who weren't coming to make up the numbers. But he done well and started his journey. And this is all about his education now. And he's got to go out and do the business, which I know he will do, and keep moving forward.
Definitely, and best of luck to you, Joe. Looking forward to fight number 2 for you. Speaking of mature performances on a debut, there was another one in Belfast a couple of months ago, and it's a surname that you'll all certainly be familiar with. Walter Fury had his debut, and now it's fight number 2 for him. Walter, let me bring you in here. You are the son of the late Huey. Of course, he was Tyson's uncle, your father. And finally, now your career yourself is underway. How does it feel to be up here as part of these big shows?
Well, for a start off, I want to thank Frank for getting me on such a show. And it's a dream come true, definitely. I enjoyed the first one. I trained very hard for that. And this time I've trained even harder. And this time I'll be putting on a better performance and seeing a better self of myself.
Well, in fight number 1, I mean, the guy that you were in with, he could barely even lay a glove on you. It didn't look like a professional debut. It looked like you'd been boxing a long, long time as a pro.
Yeah, I've done boxing since I was a little lad. It's nothing new. There is no pressure. I'm just taking step by step. I like to say I'll keep improving each fight. This fight, they'll see a big difference in me. I've been working on a lot of things, what I can do better. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And that must have been a special moment for you to finally make your pro debut. I know very much it was your father that got you into boxing all those years ago. You had a little bit of time away, but you're back with it now and doing him proud.
Most definitely, I could be in a better place right now. I know I'm making him proud. It's something he loved. Like I said, I've been fetched up in the boxing all my life. I've got, as you know, Tyson as my cousin. I've got 2 older brothers what was professional boxers. Yeah, I've been around it for a long time. It's time to just do what's best for myself and show them what I'm made of.
I've been watching your Instagram. You've been going on runs with Tyson as well. You've been training with him. How much of an influence on you has Tyson Fury been?
Listen, big thanks to Tyson because he's helped me along the way as well. But like I said, he can't help you when you get in the ring. It's down to myself to do what you got to do in boxing. But yeah, I appreciate the family I've got around me for what they do for me, most definitely.
Frank, let me bring you in here. It's another Fury on the roster. I mean, we know that talent just sort of runs through their veins. It was an impressive debut a couple of months back too.
Yeah, the Fighting Furies. Yeah, Walter done he done a good job. Excellent boxing performance, and again started his journey. And I'm looking forward to the 5th and seeing him again in the ring. And I believe he will go places. And that's why he's with us, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be signing him. And he's a really nice guy. His dad was a lovely fella. His late father, God bless him. He was a lovely fella, and he'll do him proud. I know that.
Lovely words. Best of luck to you, Walter.
Thank you.
That's fight number 2 for Walter Fury coming up on this fantastic October 5th Liverpool show. Bomber Brown, a little bit of heavyweight action. Bomber Brown, fight number 5 for you. You've been in that camp. You've made yourself at home in Liverpool, part of the Everton Red Triangle camp. You must be excited to be part of the big show with all of your mates from the gym.
Yeah, man, I'm excited and thankful for the opportunity, and can't wait to put on a good performance.
Well, this is your chance to do that, right? This is the big stage. This will be, I think, probably the biggest show that you've performed on so far. Any nerves? Is there kind of more pressure to make sure you make a big statement?
No, not really. I just want to go out, enjoy it. I'm sure everyone will enjoy my performance, definitely.
You looking to make some noise in this heavyweight division?
100%.
What's Bomber Brown all about?
Knocking people out, to be honest. Yeah, man.
How's it going training up there? I mean, it's kind of like a nod to Paul Stevenson, really. Paul Stevenson has got fighters in all different shapes and sizes with all different styles and seems to do very well out of these guys. How have you found working up there with all of these smaller gentlemen?
Yeah, it's good. Paul really pushes me in the gym. Same with Ant as well. I'm learning not just off pulling that, but off of the lads as well. So yeah, it's good for me. It's good.
Frank, let's, a brilliant show with a heavyweight attraction on there as well. Always adds a little bit of spice, right?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get Bomber boxing more regularly. Part of that's been my fault, but he will be. He's a fellow gunner. Should change his name to Gunner Brown. But he's done everything that's been asked of him, and he's in with a good trainer, good manager, good camp. And I'm sure they'll get the best out of him and he'll perform. He'll do the business on the night. He's undefeated.
He is indeed. Bomber, fight number 5 for you. Best of luck to you coming up October the 5th.
Nice one, Dave.
Okay, let's speak to James McGivern, brand new signing for Queensberry. Hello, James. How are you?
Not too bad, lads. Thanks for having me.
Well, look, I mean, you've earned it, mate. You saw you in Belfast back in June, and that knockout that you scored is one of the best knockouts that I've ever seen. I guess that a signature with Queensberry was inevitable after that.
Yeah, I've said that show in Belfast was an audition for me for Queensberry. It was, if I performed well, I could really progress my career and change my life. And I feel like that knockout wasn't too bad, was it?
It wasn't too bad at all. For anyone that hasn't seen it, I encourage you to go and watch it. As James says, it wasn't too bad. I think you'll really enjoy it. But first fight now, as a Queensberry fighter, as a backed fighter, how does that feel?
I said it in one of my posts earlier. I'm actually quite proud of it. It's signing with Queensberry is massive. Queensberry is one of them promotions that you dream of whenever you're just a kid. When you start fighting, obviously coming from Belfast, Cardiff-Frampton, he was a superstar back home, and he was with Queensberry and helped me getting in contact with the Warrens and Queensberry. So again, I'm just proud of where I've got to now.
And your manager Jay Quigley, I've seen in the front row there as well. He's been banging the drum for you for a little while. What's the plan here? How far can you go? What's the plan, James?
Yeah, listen, we've been banging the drum. I've been doing this a long time now. As an amateur, I had a pretty good amateur career. Now as a pro, it's going to be my 10th fight. The world's my oyster. Coming from a fighting city with fighting fans, I feel like I keep doing what I'm doing and keep progressing the way I'm progressing. There's nothing's going to stop me.
Well, Frank, James McGivern here must have certainly impressed you. I guess after that knockout, it was inevitable, right, that he signed with us.
I've got to tell you, it was unbelievable knockout, and it was get that signature. We wanted him on board with us, and I'm delighted he's on board. He's an exciting fighter, got a really good winning record, and again, he'll go from strength to strength, and we'll get behind him and make sure that happens.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you, James. Let's speak to the man sat next to you, Brad Strand. Brad, again, you're Liverpool through and through, and now you get the chance to perform on a big show in Liverpool. And I guess for you, this is about coming back and showing everyone what you're about.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't boxed in Liverpool since 2019, obviously being in Telford and York Hall, so I'm made up to be back in my home city. A few of the fans can get down, it'll be a good night.
It's a big night for the gym as well, really, isn't it? I mean, this is probably the sort of night that you guys have sat around and talked about over the years. If we were all on the same show together up in Liverpool, I'd do it at the M&S Bank Arena. You've probably talked about this sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's a belter to be on it with all the lads. And obviously, thanks to Frank for putting it on, but also we've got Nick to thank for that, because without him, there's no big show like this in Liverpool, is there? So it's a belter.
So what sort of statement are you looking to make? Obviously, this is your first fight since your fight with Dennis McCann, and is this about showing everyone that you are very much at that level? And I don't know, it wasn't you in there. You tell me.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, it was a bad night at the office when I feel like I just didn't shine, didn't show everyone what I can do. So, it's on me now just to show you all actually how good I am. So obviously I've been ready for months. I would have fought in the summer, but I just want to get back in there and show everyone.
I don't think there's an opponent listed for you at the moment. Anyone you want to call out?
Nah, I'm not calling anyone else on an 8 pounder, Dev, no.
Worth a try. Frank, the return of Brad Strand, still, one of the most talented super bantamweights out there.
He is, and a loss is not the end of the world. You see that weekend with Denzel, and you see it with Daniel Dubois. It's not that's about the character. That's about you coming back. That's showing everybody what you're all about. Learn from it. Come back. Make yourself be stronger. And he's more than capable of doing that. He's a good fighter, and I'm not going to say the same thing about the Camper game, but then he's in a good place, and they'll get the best out of him. And he wants it. And if he really wants it, he can do it.
Best of luck to you, Brad Strand. Great to have you back on such a big show. So we've got a couple of British and Commonwealth title fights that you're going to really, really enjoy. 2 unbeaten super lightweights. Let's talk about Henry Turner against Jack Rafferty. British, Commonwealth and WBC International Silver Super Lightweight Championships on the line. And I'll start with Jack Rafferty. You dropped down from welterweight to super lightweight a couple of years ago because you were looking for opportunities. You felt like this was a division that you could make some noise in. Well, here's the opportunity. Here's Henry Turner. Here's a British title on the line. Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, it's a massive fight. I'm massively grateful of being here. He's got a piece of silverware. I've got a piece of silverware, and there's a piece of gold in between us. 2 proud, unbeaten British lads fighting for the British title. I've got my opportunity here. I wanted the British title shot. I want fussed whose name it was, and I've got it, and I'm happy I'm here.
What do you think of Henry Turner?
I think he's a great fighter. He carries power in both hands like myself, so I think it's going to make a cracking fight.
I've heard you say, you've been boxing very much on the small halls so far. You've been waiting for that opportunity to come. I've heard you say that once you get your TV slot, you will keep your TV slot. That will be you. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it's probably, when I get in that ring, it would have been 18 years since I first started punching a bag. 18 years later, I've got a massive shot. I'm going to take this opportunity with both hands, winning this British, beating Henry Turner, and maybe winner stays on, and I'll be wanting to, keep these massive shows ahead of me.
Your nickname, I understand, according to BoxRec anyway, is the Demolition Man. Are you going to demolish Henry Turner, October 5th? Is that the plan, Jack?
Yeah, it's definitely. Listen, the boxing does itself, the fighting does itself. They just end up on the floor at the end of the fight, unfortunately. So it is what it is.
Well, let's bring in Henry Turner. Henry, this is you've been talking about getting a British title fight. You've got it. However, the man in your way is the Demolition Man. He's unbeaten. He knocks people out. Give us your thoughts.
No, I think it's a great fight, like you say, like Jack said. It's a 50-50, both unbeaten fighters. Jack 23-0, me 13-0. Like you say, we've both been doing this since we was kids. It's a massive fight, and I'm looking forward to it. They don't come with a showman for nothing. Don't worry about that.
Well, you got a bit of power yourself, Henry. It started happening the last few fights. I think you've stopped like 3 of your last 4 or 4 of your last fight. There's a bit of a power surge as you've got maturer, I guess. Do you feel like you can actually do a demolition job on the Demolition Man?
You need to do your research, Dev.
Go on.
It's 5 of the last 6.
Even better. Can you say the thing about doing the demolition job on Jack?
We'll see. I think I've got all the tools in my box to beat him. So whatever way I want it to go, I go.
I've heard you say you never really watch your opponent and you normally just figure it out in a round. Do you think you can figure him out in a round?
Like you said, I've got a great team around me. I let them do the watching. I can adapt to anything. I've been around boxing for all my life, pretty much. I've been to the Europeans, won gold medals. I've been 7-time national champion. I'm unbeaten as a pro. I've barely lost a round as a pro. So yeah, I think I can adapt to anything.
Jack, let me just get your response to that. I mean, he's very, very good. People have barely laid a glove on him.
Yeah, I don't think he's come across a Jack Rafferty, and I think this is the hardest fight I've had. This is the hardest fight he's had. It's both big good fighters. It's going to make a cracking fight.
What is it that you do better than Henry Turner?
I think my momentum and my age will come a massive part in this.
Henry, what do you do better than Jack?
I think my skill, I think I'm just as powerful. I think I'm a better boxer. I think I'll show everyone on the night how good Emery Turner is.
Do you have a message for Jack Rafferty? Just looking down the table there.
There's no message. Like you say, we're both proud, unbeaten British fighters. Let's get this fight on. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great one for the fans and personally, in my opinion, fight of the night. So, yeah, let's do it.
Jack Rafferty, if you'd like to respond to Henry.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a cracking fight. I can't wait. I think it'll be the fight of the night, and I'm making it fight of the night. I can be sat at ringside with the 5 guys watching Nick Ball do his thing, winning a world title. What more do you want?
When I win, I'll have a 5 guys with you.
Frank, what a brilliant British and Commonwealth title fight. 2 unbeaten guys. This is what it's all about, right?
It is, and the BC International titles on the line, which gets the winner will get a ranking in the top 10. So that's what it's about. As you say, undefeated fighters. It's a big step up. It's a big step up for both of them, and it's going to be a great fight. It's a good title fight. You know, we've got a lot of respect for James, and also Henry, as you know, has been with us from day one, and you know what I think of him. And as you say, his last 5 fights, he's finding the power. He's settled down. He's planting his feet more, letting his shots go. So it's going to be an exciting fight. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Well, that's a brilliant title fight on the show. We have another. Well, we've got multiple brilliant title fights on the show. Let's come up to the top table now. We have Andrew Kane making the first defence of his British and Commonwealth Bantamweight Championships against Joshua John. And I'll start with Joshua John here, the challenger, an opportunity that you've worked your whole life for. We were speaking backstage and you talked about how this is like a world title fight to you. Tell us how you're feeling about this fight. Tell us how you're feeling about this man at the other end of the table.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. You know, it is like a world title fight for someone like me from a small town in Wales. I'm going to treat it like a world title fight. Yeah, I'm just, I'm really excited, and I just can't wait to win the British and the Commonwealth title and bring it back to Wales.
Well, I heard you say that you've been waiting for a call for a fight at bantamweight. You've been boxing at higher weights, but you always felt bantamweight was your weight. When this call came and it was Andrew Kane, that's the guy you've got to fight. How did you feel when you received that call?
I mean, yeah, you got to beat the best to be. You got to fight the best to be the best. You get what I mean? So yeah, I'm not worried who's in front of me. I've always, everyone wants to win the British title and the Commonwealth title. It doesn't matter who's in front of me, Andrew or anyone else. It just doesn't matter. The plan stays the same.
What is your route to victory over Andrew Kane?
Pardon? Sorry.
What is your route to victory? How do you win? How do you beat Andrew Kane?
We'll find out on the night. We're gonna win. We'll just adapt to it. Whatever Andrew brings to it, we're just gonna bring 10 times better. We're gonna come away with a win and bringing titles back to Wales. Yeah.
Well, let's bring in Andrew Kane. Whatever you bring, Joshua John will bring 10 times better. Thoughts?
Yes, Dave. What's happening? We'll see, won't we? I believe that I'm better in every aspect of the game than this fella. Normally, when I'm sitting here, I haven't really seen much of the opponent. I've watched this fella fight Brad from our gym, and quite a cagey fight. So there's not that much you can take away from him. But I can imagine I can't imagine him to come and try and stand and fight with me. I can imagine he's gonna try and outpoint and try and run away and maneuver himself to like snatch a win, like a little cheeky win away from me, you know what I mean? But it's not happening. Dev, he's going to be lying on his back like the rest of them.
Just an instant response, please.
Yeah, I'm not going to be laying on my back at all. No one's going to hurt me. It's impossible. I've never been hurt. You just not going to hurt me.
Your mate sitting there rocked you to your boots.
Yeah, I was just a night off, like Brad just said as well. Do you get what I mean? You'll find out on the 5th of October. I wouldn't take the fight if I thought, if I thought that was my best. Do you get what I mean? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not just saying that you said no one's hurt you before. My man there.
You didn't hurt me. I wouldn't hurt, mate. Like I just said, I wouldn't be sitting here knowing I ain't got a chance against you. Do you get what I mean? Like I know I can win the fight.
Obviously,
I
you're a
wouldn't be
fighter,
sitting
lad. You're
here
gonna think you
always-
can win the
yeah,
fight.
of
You know
course,
what I mean?
yeah.
Deep down, though, you know that I'm gonna
No, I
kick
don't.
on the chin and I'm
No,
gonna rock you down.
no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll find
We'll
out.
see, won't
It's
we?
just not going to happen,
We'll
mate,
see.
at all.
Andrew, did you see anything in Joshua John's fight with your gym mate, stablemate Brad Strand that concerned you?
Nah, nothing. You're not gonna watch it as a fighter. You're not gonna watch an opponent or any fighter and be concerned. If you are, then you're in the wrong game, I believe. But there's not much I can take away from that fight. Listen, styles make fights, you know, and every fight's different, every night's different. So I'll just be fully prepared and I'll be ready for whatever the fella brings on the night, and I'll be bringing them belts back to ours with me.
And he's boxed at higher weights, and he said, you know, he's never. Well, he says he doesn't think that you can hurt him. What do you think about that?
He's sort of gotta think like that, and he's a fighter, you know. He's got to be confident. But I hit anyone on the chin, I can hit them. You know, anyone at all. I've even boxed that super feather and hit people and that. Like I can hit anyone, Dev. I'm a different animal, and I'm training harder than ever. And you know, we're all thriving, we're all flying. The gym's right up there now, and we're starting to get the recognition that we deserve, and just taking it all in. Just happy to be here.
Joshua, in your last fight, you stood and sort of had a bit of a trade up. You wanted to show people that you can have a scrap as well. Can you afford to stand and trade with Andrew Kane?
Of course, you know, of course I can scrap. Like you just said, I'm a fighter. We all can scrap. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I didn't scrap against Brad, but that was just the game plan. Of course, I'm not. That's not the only option. You know, run away and just nick a win. I can stand and trade with him for full 12 rounds and not get hurt. You know, I'm not an idiot. Do you get what I mean? I can fight. You know, and we'll find out everyone will find out on the 5th of October.
Yeah, definitely make to look forward to it.
Yeah, me.
Come on.
Okay, brilliant fight, Frank. That's whet the appetite a little
I'm
bit.
looking forward to it now. God, look, he stepped up, hasn't he, Josh? And I know with Andrew, I mean, you know, again, he's been with us for a while now, and he's done everything we've asked him. In his last fight, I mean, he absolutely showed what he's all about. It'll be exciting. It will be an exciting fight. It's another British and Commonwealth title fight. You know, these guys, they're stepping up. They're stepping up, and they know what they got to gain. You know, the winner will go on. And it may not be the end of the world for the loser, but the winner will go on. He'll go on to bigger and better things. European title maybe after that. And that's the way forward. So you just listen to these two, you know you're going to get something special.
Absolutely. Brilliant. British and Commonwealth Bantamweight Championship fight. Andrew Kane against Joshua John. Well, let's talk about the main event, the WBA Featherweight Championship on the line. Nick Ball defending against Ronny Rios. And I'm going to start with the Ronny Rios camp. Chris Glover here from ProBox TV. You've got a bit of momentum, Chris. You've just crowned a new featherweight champion in Angelo Leo. He's come from your camp, and I guess you feel like you're looking at another one next year.
Yeah, look, firstly, I want to thank Frank Warren, Queensberry, on behalf of ProBox TV, you know, for the opportunity. It's a bit mad being here today, being from Liverpool, but being part of Ronnie's camp. But yeah, Angelo Leo had an excellent result, and you know, you've got to back your man, and I fully expect Ronnie to come and put on a great performance. And look, Scousers and Mexicans are very similar people. You know, they're both working class people. They've both got morals and beliefs, and they both love a fight. And the roof's coming off this place on October the 5th. But I fully back Ronny Rios to become WBA champion of the world.
What is it that Ronnie does better than Nick, kind of in your view here? And also, how strange is it to be from Liverpool but backing against the Liverpool man? Weird, right?
It's mad. Like, I feel terrible. Honestly, I feel really bad.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
And I'm sorry, Frank. I want to see people like from around here do well. But one thing you can say is both of these fighters are here on merit. You know, they've both been given nothing. They've both earned everything, and that's what boxing's about. You know, but look, Ronnie's boxing at an excellent level. He's got qualities. We're not going to go and divulge your game plan here, but he's got qualities that I believe are different to what Nick's seen before. And, you know, it's why it makes this fight so good. And that's why people are going to tune in, not just in the UK, but all over the world. People want to watch this fight, and I think those abilities is what is going to make this fight interesting on October the 5th.
Well, let's hear from Frank. Of course, Chris there, he should be ashamed of himself, as you say, but a brilliant fight. And stylistically, this is just fireworks, isn't it, Nick Ball, Ronny Rios?
It is. There's no doubt about it. And obviously, Nick's last 2 fights speak for himself. He's sitting here undefeated. He's got the belt, and this is a homecoming for him. And with Ronny, he's fought at the highest level. He's challenged a couple of times for the title. He's got the experience. Once he's had 38 fights, so nearly double the amount of fights that Nick's had. Having said that, like I said at the start of this, I think Nick is one of the, if not the most exciting fighter to watch in the world. It's just all action. You watch him fight, it's all action. And Ronny's going to have to, all the things that Chris is saying, and I'm sure Ronny's going to say as well, he's going to have to do. He's going to have to bring his best game plan. His A game's going to have to be there, because if it's not, it'll end very quickly. So he's got to be at his best, because he's in with the best. There's no doubt about it.
Ronny Rios, the challenger, opportunity that you've been waiting for, opportunity that you came back to boxing for to become world champion. What does this mean to you this night coming up, October the 5th?
Means everything to me, I want to become a world champion since I was 13. And 21 years later, the opportunity is here yet again. But I think this has an extra incentive for me, because I'm literally in his backyard. I believe he lives about a couple minutes from here. So this is, in my opinion, this is the way a fighter should try and take the world title, by coming to the champion's backyard and trying to take that title. So this, this is very exciting, and this is what we work hard for. This is what keeps me up at night in a good way.
Do you feel like all the pressure's on Nick in this? As you say, lives a couple of minutes away, first defence. It's literally called the Nick Ball Homecoming. Do you feel like all the pressure's on him?
No, not at all. I know he's going to come in. And look, the reason why I'm a fan of Nick Ball is because he looks like a hard-working person. He looks like he goes out there, he works his ass off. Excuse my language. He works his butt off. And I'm the same way too. He doesn't come from money. He doesn't do anything. So he's from a hard-working class. And I think October 5th, we're going to possibly put a potential fight of the year on October 5th.
Well, let's bring in the champion. Nick, you have been on the undercard of Tyson Fury. You have been on the undercard of Anthony Joshua. Now it's your time. Now you're the champion. You're the main event in Liverpool. It's a good time to be Nick Ball.
Yeah, definitely. It feels good. Feels good to be back, especially in Liverpool as a world champion. Yeah, in my home city. Thanks to Frank for bringing it back. Bringing it back to Liverpool. Yeah, he didn't have to. So yeah, I appreciate it. And it's going to be a special night.
And Ronny Rios agrees that it will be a special night. What do you make of your opponent? He's coming into this with he's been dreaming about taking that belt for a while.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Everyone has dreams to become a world champion, and this is his chance. He's coming in. He's coming over to try and take what I've worked so hard for my whole career. Take away from me, and I'm going to show him that's not the case, and he's definitely not coming the way I'm coming. So it's going to be exciting.
You've been referred to today as the best featherweight in the world, as the most exciting to watch fighter in the world as well. Do you agree with that, Nick?
Yeah, definitely. My last 2 fights have been with proper world champions, and what happened in the first one. Everyone knows you should have won that one. That was a bad decision, but you move on, don't you? And Frank got me another opportunity for another world title, so I've got that one. And here I am today fighting in Liverpool, yeah, as a world champion, defending in no better place. So looking forward to it.
What does this fight mean to you? Because we was talking earlier about your last kind of run of fights. Isaac Dogbay was kind of the step up to the next level. Then you had back-to-back world title fights against someone called Ray. What about this one now in Liverpool, coming home? What does this mean to Nick Ball?
Means everything to me, because obviously this is where I grew up. This is where I started off on the small old shows, like I told you before, selling the tickets. in nightclubs, sports centres. So, you know, my last 2 fights they've been out in Saudi. That's unbelievable experience as well. But not many people can come to that. So it's good that it's back home in Liverpool, and all them people who have been supporting me since day one, they can come out and support me and and watch. And to be honest, I wouldn't be where I am today without them. So I appreciate it.
What do you do better than Ronny Rios?
I don't really look into that too much, to be honest. What I do better than my opponents, this and that. I just focus on myself. You know, be the best version I can be myself, and mainly listening to the people around me in the gym every day. Paul and Ant, you know, we're learning every day in our gym, you know, and all the lads as well. We're bouncing off each other in the gym. So just mainly focusing on myself, and the opponent, they're going to change every fight, aren't they? So I don't really look too deep into what I do better than this opponent. He's just another opponent in my way, and thinks that he's going to take what I've worked so hard for me whole life, my whole career, and, you know, that's not going to be the case.
Ronny, let me bring you back in here. I mean, do you feel like you've ever boxed anyone like Nick Ball?
Somebody puts that much pressure? No, I don't think so. This is the first for me. You know, I expected that from a previous opponent, Negrete, but not to this level.
So how do you deal with that level of pressure? Because yeah, I agree. That's one of Nick Ball's main things, is just constant, relentless pressure. He stands up in between rounds as well. He doesn't stop coming. How do you deal with that?
You know, there's a few ways. You can either move around or you can come forward. There's 2 different ways. But you know, October 5th will be my way to show up the statement, you know. And I also want to say what a pleasure it is to be up here with Frank Warren. You know, ever since I was a little kid, I used to read the stories about how I used to manage one of my favorite fighters, Ricky Hatton. So to actually share the same table with you means a lot.
Lovely.
Nice words, nice words. But yeah, as Frank, what would you want to say? You're welcome, or
more than welcome.
Yeah.
More than welcome. You know. It's a pleasure. It's going to. You know, we're really pleased Ronnie's here, and we know this is going to be a good fight again. I mean, this is a fabulous card. These guys will always give everything they've got because so much is at stake. You know, and boxing at the moment is in such a good place. You know, every month there's great shows going on, and this is another great show involving great fighters, and they all have a chance to do better. You know, better for themselves in their lives, move forward. And you've got guys who want it. You know, they want to fight. Not just coming to make up the numbers. And I know Ronnie, you're going to get the best Ronnie on the night. And as I said earlier, you'll have to be the best Ronnie.
Ronnie, just quickly, this is your 3rd shot at a world title. Why are you going to get it done this time?
Whatever I have to, you know. I know Nick's going to come to fight and vice versa. I'm not here just for a quick payday. I'm here to actually try and take that title from him. That's why I'm here. You know, I just want everybody to know I didn't just obviously say yes to get a quick payday and go back home. I'm here to try to win that world title and give the fight fans whatever they want. They came to see that night.
Have you seen weaknesses in Nick Ball?
Sorry?
Have you seen weaknesses in Nick Ball?
No, not lately. I've been watching tape already for a couple of weeks now. You know, but if you don't see any weakness, you got to go out there and you have to make weakness.
What's your prediction for fight night, Ronnie?
Whatever I have to do to walk away with that belt is my prediction.
And Nick, final word to you, champ. He's looking to come and take that belt off of you. What is your prediction for fight night, October the 5th?
Same again from me, yeah. All action performance, and I feel like this one's going to be even more so with where it is, and you know, the people getting behind me in Liverpool, defending me. We world title, what I've worked so hard for to get. Yeah, so it's going to be a special night.